Hello, everyone. Hello. This is a new little thing that I wanted to just do, just to take our minds off of, you know. So I enlisted this
Telephone.
guy over here to come over and let's talk about cards, decks. Let's talk about decks. Let's talk about So Johnny, how are you? How are you? How have you been?
I'm fantastic. I'm sharing the stream so people know
Oh,
where I'm fantastic. I don't
who
ever
knows,
change.
I am very bad at that.
That's all right. I put it out there.
Thank you. But today we're talking about decks. We know that Johnny has how many decks now? Do you have?
Let's say 250 because it
250.
was 247, and then I got a pink one, and then another one. So that's probably 249, but I'm pretty sure there's another one. Some I don't know. I lose track. I don't count them. I just buy them. So let's say 250.
So thanks everyone for being here. And I wanted to remind everybody, if you are joining us after the stream, you can leave messages for us under this video. Leave questions for next time. I don't know how many times I'm going to do this because I don't have as many cards as John. I got 1, 2.
I'd send you 400 or 500. Yeah, all right.
I got maybe 8 decks. I don't know. And I really worked the hell out of them.
That was so 2019 for me.
So I want to thank you for coming on and just doing this and just futzing around with the cards. So first of all, I want to ask you, how did you get started in this whole tarot card business? I mean, what was your first deck? Do you remember? And do you still
Lord Jesus. I should have brought that one, shouldn't I? I did not. I went through all the questions. I thought I was prepared, but I am totally not. Right.
You don't have to. You don't have to. But
My very first deck is called The Gilded Tarot by Cyril Marchetti. If you go to the Amazon, don't buy the Gilded Tarot by itself because it's like $30.
Mm-hmm.
Buy the Easy to Learn Tarot or Learn Tarot the Easy Way, whatever it's called. It's an orange box by Josephine Ellershaw. That whole thing is like $13. You get a book and the deck. And so buy that. That is so much more affordable and a lot more of a bargain because you get that's the very thing I learned from that book, walking around the Marina Bay in California, reading the book, dodging the ducks and people. I always wanted tarot cards because why not? My family is highly psychic. They won't admit it because they were Christian at one point. And so, but they all have visions and dreams and blah, blah, blah. But they're all psychic. So I always knew I wanted them. And then one day, Captain Called Me Now, Miss Cleo was on TV. And I was like, that's it. That's the thing. That's what I want right there.
You wanted to be Miss Cleo?
No. Somebody with the fake Jamaican accent. No. I wanted tarot cards, and I didn't know anything about them necessarily, but I know I wanted them, and I finally saw them, and I was like, yes, that's the thing that I have been wanting. And so, yes, that's how I got started. Well, I got started technically when I was walking through a Barnes and Noble and said, you know what the hell? And then I picked them up and got it. There you go.
Does anyone else in your family read cards?
None. Nobody.
Nobody?
My brother is pretty much the only person who doesn't run and hide from them. Like everybody else is like, oh, I don't know about that, brother, because, they might be this and this. And, I don't know, because that's this whole Bible, witchcrafty type of thing. So my brother is non-spiritual. So hey, whatever you want to do.
So you don't bring them out at parties.
No, I don't go to parties because I don't really like people like that. But at the same time, if I did go somewhere, I always have them with me though. Now I got a little bitty one, like little. It
Me
looks like
too.
playing cards,
Yeah.
and that's what I have.
Yeah, I used to carry when I carried a purse, when I went places. I
Mhm.
don't go anywhere anymore. But when I went places, I used to carry that small tarot deck with me just in case. I mean, now I
Mine,
can't.
and mind you, I ain't ever read for nobody in just some. Well, actually, I have. I read for somebody in a dollar store once,
Wow.
but I carry a little bitty one. And they look exactly like playing cards because they're the four cups and all that stuff in there, but they got little words at the bottom to let you know they're tarot cards too. They fit in my little purse, and so that's what I take.
So you're the walking psychic with the
Mhm. Now, everybody I know that knows me knows I do this, though. They just nobody else reads.
ah. So I saw your show yesterday, and I saw that you had like the top 10 decks that you like.
Mhm.
So the what did you say your top one was? Was the Marchetti
Is
one?
the my favorite is called the Elemental Wisdom,
Mm.
and then the Marchetti Tarot is number two.
So does that deck that the one that you like the most, does that one work for you personally? Do you ask that personal questions?
So my thing is, what I have 250 tarot decks, not because I am impulsive completely. Not, I don't have an addiction technically because
No?
I don't have to have new tarot decks. The reason I buy so many is because I like variety
Hmm.
and I like the change and I like the different ones. Like if they just made three, I'd have those three and then I'd stop and then they'd make a fourth. I didn't like it, I wouldn't buy it. Because they make thousands of tarot decks. I don't have thousands because all of them ain't cute to me. And so the ones I have because I like variety. And so I don't use the same one all the time. And I have some back here that I have for personal readings that I read for other people with, but I do not use one specific one for myself, not even my favorite. I just pick one up and say, hey, give me a message, boom, we're done.
So do you do a card of the day like most people do a card of the day?
No, I don't because that's no. No. That's too team namaste for me, and that's it's like here's the energy for today. I'm not that person. I don't care.
Team namaste.
I tried that at one point, and I'd get so disinterested in card of the day, and so I don't. But I will say I do a reading for myself a lot. Just hey, give me a message, and I pull 3, 4 cards or something. But no card of the day.
So you say this a lot on your channel. You say the deck chooses the reading. So do you find that to be true, and does that freak you out?
It's always true. Well, let me not say always. Because what happens is when I do a reading, especially if I'm doing my recorded videos, I have the big trunk that they're sitting in, and I just reach in and I pick one and I do the reading. I don't, it depends on how spiritual you are. Like I spread my cards out before I pick them and then pick them like that. And some people say, why do you pick from here? And to me, it's random. But again, it depends on how spiritual you are. Some say, well, you're guided to the right cards because you're getting a specific answer. So you need these cards for that answer. So I can go with that too, because that makes sense too, because I don't ever pull the wrong cards. I may interpret it the wrong way, but I always pull the right cards. And so it doesn't bother me because I know that's part of the thing. That's what's supposed to happen. It's interesting when the deck chooses the reading because a certain card will pop up and it'll have a certain image that goes exactly with this reading, and it's like, there you go.
I think we were reading together. I can't remember when, it was a long time ago, and you pulled a card and you were like, you were like, I'm not gonna say anything, and then I was like, I said what you were thinking. I think it was, gosh, I can't really remember, but it was like we were thinking exactly the same thing. I was like, this deck is crazy.
Because you don't, I mean, when you do a reading, you don't say everything. I mean, you
Right,
can,
right,
but
because some things are like you want to, yeah, you want to censor some of it because
yeah.
some of it is like, and you don't want to scare people too, if something
Mhm.
comes up and you interpret it one way, but you know, the moments change so quickly, the energy changes so quickly. So if it's something that you're like, well, maybe it could change, maybe
Mhm.
it could end up differently. Hopefully, we'll just keep our fingers crossed. We'll keep this to ourselves. So, so let's look at some of your decks. So, um, what do you experience? Well, you said that actually you just reached down into the box and you pulled out a deck. So,
I don't feel guided. Sometimes I do. I will take that back. Sometimes I do. But not all the time. Sometimes I just, again, pick them up out the thing because they don't all have that deck chooses the reading moment. And
hmm,
so sometimes I just pick them up and just read with them because sometimes you just need a message. Every now and then you'll get the confirmation with the deck chooses the reading thing, but most of the time, just and there's 250 of them. They all, I mean,
okay,
deck
so
chooses
now
the
I'm going to
reading. You
say,
might be at the bottom this time.
which one speaks to you the most? And of that one deck, which card seems to come up over and over and over again?
None of them speak to me the most because I use all of them because, as I said in that other video, I do about 80 readings a month. And so it's not hard to get the 250 decks, and cycle them out. So I don't really have one that speaks to me the most. They speak differently sometimes, but they don't speak to me the most. Now, one card that comes up all the time just depends on what I'm reading on. If I'm reading
Mm,
on myself, and the Two of Pentacles is what pops up all the time because the Two of Pentacles is a card of balance. This is something that you have to work harder to balance whatever the thing is. This is my ultimate failing in life because I do not know how to balance things very well. So my life does not change. People ask, "Oh, how are you doing today?" Same. Because I make sure of it. Because yesterday, the exact same things I did yesterday, I'm doing today. And I'm going to do them tomorrow. If you put something else in there, that creates this. Now, it's not impossible to keep this in the air. This card is a warning that says things are about to get a little more eventful. So you
like your
might want to
camera
mind
gonna
your
go
P's.
out on you.
Yeah, mind your P's and Q's. And I'm not that person. I will drop some stuff in a minute. So
Tracy Ralph, she says one of the aspects of your Johnny, your card reads is that I respect. Oh, she respects you. Is that you really do seem to detach from ego and just read the card. I never feel like you put your own feelings on it. You're a great reader.
So what I think happens, because I don't remember none of my readings, is when you start doing the reading, you're supposed to be channeling something, and that thing is doing the talking and all that type of stuff. Now I throw some quips and some humor in there because that's who I am. I like to make people smile. So, I'll do that type of thing. But at the same time, the information is not necessarily coming from me. And then when it does, then it's wrong. But if it's because I'm the human filter. And so if you start doing with the humanness, you're going to start messing stuff up. And so if you just tell them, if they just tell you what to say and then you throw it out there, it's going to be right most of the time. But I called this when I was teaching tarot the Johnie card, and and, and this is if you introduce something into my situation, that is me every time.
So, okay, so studying the imagery on a new deck, which really just draws your eye? What draws your eye first? Color, clarity, foreground, background, numbers, words, whatever, cardstock faces. What really just pulls you in to a new deck of cards?
So I'm going to give you a cop-out answer. Well, answer that'll be more appropriate for our conversation, because technically the answer is nothing, because I don't study them. What I do a lot of times is count them to make sure they're all there, and then I put them back in the box. That's how do I attune it to me? Because I've seen that question too. Is I do a reading with it first, and I say, "Give me a message," and that way I know what they look like when they're spread out, and that's it. But here's what I can say: before I even bought the deck, the thing that I am looking at is the people and the words, the background and stuff. But what I'm looking at is the people and the words. This is called the Two of Pentacles. If you call it the Two of Coins, I'm okay. If you call it the Two of Tree Stumps, I'm not buying that. Because stop changing all the names. It just drives me insane. Because I make 2 and 3 minute videos on YouTube. I ain't got the time to look up in the book, what is tree stump again? Like, just stop it. Like, call it Pinnacle. I mean, I guess I understand the theme of your deck. But the problem I have with those type of decks is they'll have wands, swords, cups, tree stumps. And it's like, why? Why? You couldn't just say pentacles or at least coins. Disc. I'll take disc. But tree stumps, get out of here. And so I have a couple of them type of decks too, and they stay at the bottom.
Or plates.
Yes. But that's what draws me is, what does the image look like and what does the word say? Because if the word is going to be confusing me, I can't do it.
Yeah. So what is your ritual of, like, you're going to say nothing.
Well, my ritual for the new deck is I do a reading for myself first.
Okay.
You introduce yourself to me. I'll show you. You'll show me how you spread. What do you look like? Can I do a fast reading with this deck? Is also another thing. Or do I have to pay more attention because the words are in scribble scrabble or whatever the case may be? That part, I do a couple readings with that. And I do also a lot of fake readings because that's how I practice. And so I'll say, will Bob buy a car? And then I'll do a spread on that and see how the deck operates in a reading for somebody other than me.
The really dark decks that we use on camera that are really hard to see, those are the ones that I tend to put to the side. It's like, I can't. I don't. Well, that's not so bad, but I like that one. Actually, what's that one?
I have some of those too. It's like, what? I don't know what that's saying. And sometimes when people do their readings, I stopped watching a long time ago. I just listen, because whoever's doing the reading will say they got the Two of Pentacles and they'll explain it. Mm-hmm. Because usually what happens, they'll say, okay, I got the Two of Pentacles and the Four of Swords and the this and the that, and then they put it down and stuff. I didn't say that was a very quick show and tell. I don't know what you just said.
I'm guilty of that.
All of us do it because we're not doing the show and tell technically. We're just explaining to you what we just saw.
Yeah.
And so that's why I don't look. I just listen a lot of times.
So can you get a reading on one deck using another deck as to what that deck
you could
should do or how it should service you?
Yeah. I don't know how to do it because I didn't watch any videos on it yet. I've been meaning to do that actually, but I just learned about it yesterday. Is people have a spread for interviewing a deck. And
Oh.
the deck, I don't know how to do it just yet because, like I said, I haven't watched anybody example on it. But yeah, you can take this deck and say, okay, tell me about this deck. How is it going to serve me in my readings? What should I use it for? Because
Mhm.
people do have decks for certain things. Like if you want, as we were talking about before, if you want a hard answer, you get this one. If you want the softer answer, you get this one. If you want answers on weather or space or spices and seasonings or whatever it is, they got a deck for it or whatever. But
I know. I have this deck right here, which is an oracle deck. Oops. And it's the flower medicine oracle deck. The energy is so sweet. It's so light,
Mhm.
and I know you don't. You're like, whatever.
I do have a deck, like I said, the good tarot, where the tower in it looks nice, it's all dreamy. There's no lightning bolt, nothing is blown apart. Fine.
It doesn't really. Maybe it's just small disruption.
But because what they did in the deck, kind of like the Archangel's Tarot, is they want you to see the lighter side to the Tower card. And they want you to see that, yes, this is blowing up and breaking down, but this is a chance to start over, plant new seeds and blah, 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 blah. Okay.
Do you have your
Okay.
newest deck sitting there with you?
Do I have which one?
The newest ones that you just got.
No, I do not.
What do you have sitting there with you?
Way too many. Okay. Because they're for one of your specific questions, though.
Okay, so if you're well, see, it's just like you you have the answer for all of these questions. You're like, I don't do any of that.
Because I'm not completely ritualistic in my approach to things.
Yeah.
I was saying this to whoever I was saying it to, somebody. We all know all these people, but I don't do a lot of. We were talking about the soul chats, right? And I was telling, I think I was telling Jen that I don't want to do religion and culture because I tend to be, anti-religion, or I'll come off anti-religion. And I can be very disrespectful to people's culture because of the way that I approach people's culture. Because the way I approach it is, that's human and you made it up. It has nothing to do. It even sounds bad, but it has nothing to do with God. God doesn't have a culture. God doesn't have a religion. And so all of these little things, and we burn sage on the fourth Sunday of every month, and for our ancestors. You made that up. That's so I don't. I tend to steer away because I sound disrespectful. I don't mean to be. It's just in my mind, it's not logical, and so that tends to be where my mind is trapped, and therefore limited in my understanding of things because it doesn't sound logical to me. And so this is ink and paper, and I I don't say anything when people say this is sacred because it's sacred to them. So you can't take that from them. So it's sacred to them. To me, it is ink and paper because if there was a fire and this burned up, it's ink and paper. You can buy it. And she didn't make one. It's not like, the Dead Sea Scroll or something. It's ink and paper. And so that's why, to me, I don't really fall into the ritual line, is because this is not worthy of rituals. This is the tool. You are the vessel. So if you want to do a ritual, protect your own energy, clear your own energy, and figure out how to use your connection to the divine. This thing, you can literally go to the store, go to Office Depot, Dollar Tree, wherever, take an index card and write the word fool, magician, high priestess. You made a tarot deck. It's the same thing. It is not holy. You are the vessel. That is ink and paper. But that's just me.
Okay, so what would you say to those who would say that the Rider-Waite deck was I don't know how it was constructed, and each card was constructed with all of this meaning and everything. So the Rider, I mean, people look at the Rider-Waite deck as the premier deck, right?
Mhm.
It's the deck that everybody learns on. It's the deck that has the most, I don't know, has the most. What has the most?
This is the blueprint. All of my 250 decks are based on this. Are based on the
What
Rider.
Rider-Waite do you have right there?
This is the Centennial Rider-Waite, but I actually have like 7 different versions of the Rider-Waite, but they're all based on this.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
original. Like all of my tarot decks are pretty much based on this system. And some people, this is the holy grail. Like this is the only one they have. This is the only one they're ever gonna have. Hey, have at it. The only reason I never liked it is because it looks washed out. I like vibrant color. I like this type of thing. This just does not speak to me whatsoever. I have it out of sake of tradition, technically. But I don't have the one with the plaid back because that's hideous. But I love the Radiant Rider-Waite one. And so the more I used it, the more comfortable it became. And then it's like, you know what? I don't hate it. And then oddly enough, somebody gave me this one.
Oh, I love that deck.
And I love it.
I love
Not
it.
only do I love it, I keep it in its own little box.
Oh, let me see. So show everybody the pictures on the front. I mean, they're Rider-Waite, but how they look. Oh, that, yeah.
And they're not as
Doesn't have
vibrant
the
as the
border.
Radiant.
Doesn't have the border at all.
Mm-mm.
Which it looks, I love that it doesn't have the border, actually.
And it looks kind of old and ancient like the regular one, but
Yeah.
it's just, this one I like though.
Yeah.
And I have, like I said, I got 7 or 8 different types of Rider-Waite. Like I have the groovy weight that's got all the colors on it, and then there, all the black and gold ones and all that type of stuff.
So what else do you have there?
So this one was my favorite at one point. This one is the Marchetti Tarot.
Ah.
And that's also the 2 of Pentacles too.
That is?
Mm-hmm. See,
Wow.
this is one thing though. I will always say, if you are learning tarot, start with this one. Start with the Rider-Waite. All of these decks are based on the Rider-Waite, and some of them are not beginner friendly.
Oh yeah, I see.
This you can there's the foot and the rocks are balancing, so you still get a balance aspect to that.
Yeah.
Especially if you read the book, I guess, but that doesn't shout balance if you're just going off of intuition. So it's not beginner friendly.
Right. Wow.
But it's vibrant and
really beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Really beautiful. Oh my gosh.
And so this was my favorite for a long time.
Wow.
Well, long time, more like 3 weeks until I got the one. But this one's got such and it's got a lot of symbolism. I don't read the books though, because I'm not interested in their interpretation because I don't really care. But there you go.
I know I do the same thing. Like this. Look at this oracle. Look at this.
I almost bought that one too.
This is a production. This is,
that's a U-Haul box. It's got a sofa and 2 lamps in it.
You gotta open it up, and it's really an experience. It's nice. But it's so much. It's like, wow. Look how big the book is. Oh my goodness. Look at this.
See, I have a little bitty
books I took to
weight book too, and I threw it away.
But it's so beautiful. The pictures are vibrant, and oh man, and then we still have to go through another box to get there.
See, box in a box in a box. Come on, somebody.
And then you finally get there, and wow. Amazing. I love this deck. It's just so pretty. The colors are a little muted, but they're very, very nice. Very nice. And
I
this
started to buy those because they looked really neat. But my problem with because I have 250 tarot decks because the Two of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords means the same in all of them. Oracle decks, you have to read the book and you
I
have to
know.
keep all that in your dome piece, and I can't
I
do it.
know. I don't read the books though. I mean, I look at the books, I skim the books, and then I go, you know what? I'm just gonna say whatever comes to
There you go. That's when people talk about tarot in Oracle. I said that's kind of what you should do. I mean, you don't have to do what you want to do. That your
No, you
card.
can do it. Yeah.
But when you get an Oracle deck, let your guide, let your intuition tell you what it is, because
Yeah.
that mess you're basically channeling a message. This has a definition. Let an Oracle deck just let you wander down the road. I think it's a little more freeing than tarot.
So I know you have this deck of cards as well, or you had them. You may have gotten rid of them.
Oh, I absolutely did, I think. Yeah.
So this is like the epitome of like what?
I like the swatch idea. It just was a little too limited, oddly enough, because I have very plain, as this is hers too.
Right. That's this.
And I can read a deck with no pictures, but I need that. That just didn't work for me. I can't do
She makes who am I talking about? I'm talking about
Crystal Banner, I think her name's Crystal something.
Crystal Banner, and she has several decks, and she has some really cute decks. And the Monopoly one is the one that Johnie was holding up, and if you go to her website, she's small, woman of color. Go
And
buy
this
her.
sells a lot. So if
Hmm?
you want it, you have to get on it because she sells out a lot of
She
this.
does. A lot of her decks are just sold out all the time, and you can't get them. So, but yeah, she's got some really really great decks. What what is there a deck that has given you a reading so like crazy that it's made your hair stand on end? Your goosebumps all over your body, and you're like, oh my god, I just
No. But I'll tell you why. Because this was brought to my attention a couple years ago when I first started YouTube. Is when I do a reading for myself, I speak to myself in third person. So it's always a lot of, okay, this is what you need to do. So you need to be paying attention to this, and this is happening for you. And I'm saying that like I'm talking to somebody else. And so there is a detachment when I read. And so this is why I can't remember none of them. Like I do now, mind you, I record 25, 30 readings for YouTube a month. And that says a lot, I guess, to try to keep in your head. But I remember none of them because there is a detachment. And so I don't have readings that give me the goosebumps because I'm detached. I read the information, I process the information, I keep the information. The reading lasts maybe a minute, maybe, because I pull boom, boom, okay, 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 put it back, done. And we're done.
I
So
get
there's
so
no real
invested. I
connection.
get so invested. I go, oh no, oh my goodness, look at that, oh no.
Because usually when I ask a question, you know what the answer is. It's like, boy, quit playing with these cards and get somewhere and sit down. It's like now, every now and then, what I do when I do actually need information is because there's a third party. Well, third party, second party. A third party because I'm two different people, I guess. So it's like, there's another person influencing my situation. Like, okay, how's this going to work out then? So let's do the reading for that. Then I'll spend a little time looking at that. But actually, you know what? No. There was one. It didn't give me goosebumps, but it did give me the I was doing a
Yes,
reading
that's close enough.
somebody sent me an email, and I won't go into the whole story, but I'm like, let me see if this is legitimate, if this is something I should be doing. And I'm shuffling, and the devil just went flying across the room, and I'm like, okay, go pick it up, put it back in. I shuffle some more, and then I spread it out. First card I picked, the devil. So I'm like, you know what, done. I'm okay. We're done. I mean, we're done at this point, right? So we're done. So thank you. And so those are the things where it's like, yeah, yeah. And
Do you even
I
do
like
you even
that.
buy cards from the store anymore, or do you just order all your cards?
Well, I can't get to a store because I don't drive anywhere. I don't drive. You don't want me on the street because I will kill myself and at least 8 people too. So it's, but no, the only deck that I've ever bought from a store is the first one I had, and that's because I was at the Barnes and Noble at the time. And that's it. All the rest of them, and then the one Adrian sent me. But other than that, the rest of them will come from online somewhere.
And you don't get them all from Amazon, right?
No, I'm buying another one next week, and it's coming from the girl's website because she tried to do a Kickstarter and she couldn't reach her funding.
But
And
now you'll
so,
be off balance again, Johnny. The Two of Pentacles.
yes, because I'm going to have possibly 251, and I don't like weird numbers. So we're going to have to go to at least 260.
You heard that, people. Start sending Johnny some more cards. He's got to get to 260.
On my telephone, I got 5 decks saved already. So we're gonna see how this
Halfway there.
We'll see. I like variety. What can I say?
I was looking at this store that's near me. Oh, the Green Man. And I was like, I'm just gonna look and see, go online and see how many cards they had. They had one deck, one Oracle deck that they were offering. Are you serious?
I did go in the store. Earthbound is what it was called. When I was in Florida, because we were out and about, and I'm like, oh, let me go into Earthbound because it's got crystals, and they got a whole bunch of weird stuff. You know, they got mask and ninja swords and tarot, and it's like it's got all kinds of weird stuff in there. And so I go in, they got 3 decks, and I don't like none of them. So I'm like, well, that's a bust. So I didn't get nothing out of there.
So what's the favorite one you have in front of you?
This one is called the Elemental Wisdom Tarot. It is from Poland, so it may take you a while to get it.
Did you ever see that Russian deck that people were getting?
Is it called 12 Chairs?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you ever try to get that one?
Somebody tried to send it to me, and I was searching so hard for the words to not be rude. I don't like it, and I don't want it, but I didn't want to say it that way because it sounded like an ass. And so
gosh, I really love this deck.
And so with the 12 chairs, okay, so here's the thing too. This is why I don't buy deep eclectic decks, because you have to read the book to get what the whole thing is about. The 12 Chairs, according to Lena Rodriguez, is a play. I didn't know that. And not only did I not know that, I don't care to know that. That is not something I'm not interested. I know what this is. They're tarot decks. There's no theme behind it. There's no story. I don't have to Google weird names and try to figure out how to pronounce it so I don't sound stupid on YouTube. And it's like, no, those are not my type of things. I don't really care to go that deep. I do have 2 decks like that, though. One is called the Renaissance Tarot that's full of history. Each card has a different piece of history on it. And a part of me is like, okay, use the deck, but read the book too. That way you can tie in that piece of history into your reading. And then you know what? No. Because I'm not trying to make a 48-minute video on something stupid. So it's like, no.
I wanted those 12 chairs. I wanted that deck so bad in the beginning when I first saw it. I saw it on Hypno I guess I can't remember her channel now. Hypnotherapy. But she was using those cards, and then I think I emailed her or I DM'd her, and I was like, "Where did you get those cards?" She said, "Well, I'm not telling anybody where I got them. If you want them, you have to find them yourself." It's like, oh.
Okay. Did you what? Okay.
I mean, I don't think she was trying.
Bought them at Kinko's when she printed them offline somewhere. That's what it sounded like.
No. It's, you know what it is that it's you have to find this certain email address from this mysterious person who makes these cards.
There's another one like that. You have to email him directly.
Yeah, and I was like, this guy is Russian or this woman is Russian or whatever. I'm like, I'm not getting into that. I'm not putting my energy in that chain.
I'm not telling you, okay, thank you. Because that's probably a good thing.
I mean, Lena is the one who gave me the actual link. So Lena gave me the link to it. And then I went to link the person and I sent the email. I was like, I really want to buy this deck. And then I was like, do I really want that?
I have a couple Russian tarot decks. They're really nice too. 3 actually. All from the same person, but they're really nice.
But you didn't. But did you get them from the store? Or did you have to buy?
I got them from Etsy, so I didn't have to do nothing different. No, knock on the door 3 times and then knock at the bottom 2 times, and no, ma'am.
Word. Is it safe?
No dark alley for no tarot cards.
I know it was so mysterious. I was like, I really want these cards, but I'm not that adventurous. Now they got my information, my address.
Service be at your door.
I feel like somebody trying to make me into an asset.
I pass.
Pass. So let me show you these other cards that I got. Do you remember these? The Power of Thought. This by Louise Hay from Hay.
I've never seen those.
These are the first cards I ever got. All is well in my world. So, I mean, these are like you can pull a card a day or whatever. They're cute. 64
positive affirmations type thing.
Yeah. I mean, people don't do that much anymore. He's way dire. This is the Power of Intention. These are kind of cute. No.
Okay.
Grasp the essence of infinity. What is that?
With the camera.
The camera. Yeah. So that's cute. But this, I know you have this. This is a cross.
I got that because of you, actually.
The cross between tarot and oracle, which is amazing. These cards, I have worked them because all of the sides are all messed
I like worn looking decks.
I love these cards. They really talk to you. It's just like, and the black ones are the tarot, and then you've got to figure out what the other ones mean.
So they're missing the tens and the courts.
Everything
is there.
Yeah, no, yeah. So like this one that keeps coming up for me. It's balance, it's patience. Which I have very little of these days.
That two of wands or whatever, that other card, that red card that keeps popping up for you too.
I know. It's just like, Patience.
See, but that's kind of, I like those because they're still close to tarot. And I tend to shy away from a lot of oracles because they're too positive. And
Oh, okay.
because, see, with me, I do readings with the oracle and not just a message. And so it's like I need something also in here that might give them a kick in the pants should they need it. And not just, oh, everything is smiles and rainbows. Okay, that's cute for smile and rainbow moments. But what about the moments where it's like ugly and rain shine? That's the type of thing we need to
Lightning, thunder,
something other
bolt
than
down
cute.
the mountain.
I started to get that one too.
This is really, I would say sweet, but it's not all sweet. Like
Mhm.
it's not all sweet. I mean, it has some, the colors are so vibrant though, right? Look at that red. So pretty.
And
But
see, I'm always drawn to images, but I can resist buying oracle cards because
you can't.
I don't want to learn the whole thing.
Look at his little fairies. I love it. How did you say no to fairies? Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
Got the fairy of the willow. Willow. Ah, I don't know.
And I
But
like nature themed ones anyway.
yeah. I love this card.
I did see one on that only 10 decks hashtag thing that I almost bought it, but I'm like, you know what? I don't need that. And so it was a oracle deck of dragons, and they were all named after food. So there was the garlic dragon and the eggplant dragon and the carrot dragon. And I was like, this is just, and it was cute. So it was like for little kids or something, And I'm like, I almost got that because it was adorable, but at the same time, why?
I just realized that I pulled this card again and it says patience again.
See, it's following you around.
I'm like, what?
Uh-huh.
It's crazy the card the deck chooses. You want to do a reading? Let's see. Who's in here? Let's see. Oh, Adrian's in here. Where are you, Adrian?
Now, there was one question I did want to address.
Okay.
You said about cards that have little to no images on them.
Yes.
Do they resonate with you the same? And actually, they do not.
They don't.
I can read with them because like I said yesterday, all I need is the word judgment. I don't need the horde and the trumpet and the angel and all that stuff. But if you have a theme to it, like the Tower Tarot, I think is what this is called, or something like that, to where every single card is a tower.
Oh, wow.
And the people, there's the Queen of Wands. So it's just the Queen of Wands is still on the tower, but it's all tower moments, right? And so things like this do not give you the same reading as something like this.
So
because the image is different, the message is different. It just feels it feels expanded if you have something like this.
Yeah.
Instead of something.
Does anybody have a question out there? Because I want to have Johnie do a reading with that tarot, the Tower deck. That's interesting. I love that deck.
And my wooden ones, like
those are wooden.
Yes. The most expensive tarot deck I own.
How much was that? Oh,
it was $200. $200 whole dollars, but every single one of them is made out of wood. But there's all 78 cards, but they're all wooden.
You don't shuffle those, right? You just pick them out of the box.
No, I take them and I put them in little piles and just shuffle them around.
That is so adorable.
But it smells like hickory and it smells fantastic. This will be my coffin.
That. I love that. I want that. I want all of those.
And see this type of deck too, I shy away from.
Yeah.
It looks the same, but those are two different cards. One is the Six of Swords, one is the Seven of Swords.
Oh,
But
that's
they took very little effort in their deck. The like the Two of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, they just basically like pip decks. You just put more pentacles on them, but they didn't even do that for here. They just got lazy and said, "Oh, what the hell? Just throw one sword on there." At least they put different skulls for the different numbers, but this one they just gave up. They don't care anymore.
What's the back look like? Oh, looks like a video game.
And Stokes' collection.
Oh.
Tell her to take that out of her collection. And don't sell it no more. But the thing is, I don't hate it, so it's not in the trash.
Okay, so Andrea has a question. Will China send help to Putin?
God, I don't want to do no political question.
Johnny doesn't want to do any political questions. Anybody else got a question? Let's see, Adrian, you got a question? You still here? Hi, Vivian.
Looks like Mortal Kombat. Yes.
It does. It does. I love that deck. I want it. I want it. I'll put it on my list of things that I for Christmas next year.
Oh, this is the last deck I got, actually. It's a Rider-Waite. It's called Reflective Tarot.
Oh, yeah.
And of course I got it because it's shiny. You know me, Magpie. So it's like
because it's so good on camera.
The only thing is it's small.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, and I don't really care for really small decks, but yeah.
So Periette White, she says, will I get income tax money this year? Excuse me. So have Johnny do a reading with his tower deck. But you really want to take a reading with the tower deck? I don't know.
Tower takeover.
Tower deck. Oh gosh.
Well, I mean, cards can have their own energy if that's a thing that you're into. To me, they're just still ink and paper. But the images can invoke a feeling. So I will say yes, they do have energy because the person creating them did put some sort of intention into it. So they can't be void of energy. Otherwise, they'd just be blank pieces of paper.
So Andrea says, what is Miss Cleo doing on the other side these days?
Minding her business and leaving ours alone.
She's lost her Jamaican accent.
I will say this, though. She was an actual tarot reader. The problem came in with her hotline. That was fake.
Yeah.
And so that's how she sort of got her reputation stolen. She was a shaman and all that type of stuff, but you know, you can't be having no fake hotlines and then talk about I'm a shaman healer tarot reader. That ain't how it work. Tax money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 of Pentacles. 2 of Swords. Something is blocked and delayed. 4 of Swords. Magician. 3 of Wands. The Moon. It is still unclear at this moment because your reading ends in the Moon. So Julie asked a question if you wanted to take that one, Toni.
The oracle decks are, like Johnny was saying, the tarot decks are pretty set in their descriptions and meanings and everything. Tarot decks have a certain meaning. When you have an oracle deck, it's just an open meaning. It's whatever you interpret it as. I mean, I know a lot of people go, well, I interpret this, 2 of this and this, and 2 of Swords of this and that, but they have a very exact meaning. And oracle cards do not have that. You can make oracle cards do anything you want them to do.
Mhm.
So that's the difference between them. It's just, oracle cards, they are a little more happier than the tarot cards. They are a little more lighter than the tarot cards, but they do, there are certain decks that have a little bit more gravitas than some others. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
I teach this, when you're reading ends in the moon, you can do one of two things. You can clarify to see what it means or rephrase the question, because the moon is unclear. This means that something is still not known. There's other factors other than just, can I get my return? Because it
Did you
started
file your return yet?
with
That's
the
the question.
blocking. So there's a different kind of issue than just, are you going to get it? What is this? Is pretty much what you have to be looking at. So maybe do the IRS.gov, where is my return? And they may give you some information, or whoever's doing your return, figure out what you need to do in order to get one. But there's something blocking, there's something being held up. And it may not even be you specifically. It could just be something within the federal government. My brother, actually, his tax return was cut in half. Like, after we did the taxes, it said, okay, you're going to get this amount. And then what they deposited in his account was half of that. And we went on the IRS.gov thing, and it said, okay, you're going to get the rest of it on March, whatever. And there you go. So there's a whole bunch of other little weirdness.
What does it say? What kind of deck would you call the deck of character? It seems to be a different category entirely. What is the deck of character, Johnie?
Clarify that. What does that mean?
So here's a question from Patty. Will I be moving into a retirement community this year? There are two I have looked at. One of them.
I'm sorry. Sonia had a question first.
Sonia, where's Sonia?
Her parents are going on a cruise.
Oh, that's right.
First off is hungry. They are concerned, should they go?
Yeah, I see
won't
that.
use the tower
Sorry. What?
So I won't use the tower card.
No, don't use the tower card. I'm gonna pull an oracle card for that.
But Casey, tell me what that means. Deck of character. Should they go? Was that the name of a deck? The deck of character? I know there's the Pocket of Peers tarot, but that's the closest thing I know. I see no disaster. What I see is more of a timing thing that might be not time as in this is the wrong time to go. There is some sort of timing thing, like lateness or
don't miss the boat.
there's because here you got the first two cards, Three of Pentacles, Three of Cups, celebration, time for celebration, go do it, go get it. Oh, that thing, okay, that's more of an oracle thing. I know what that is now. It's the little black and white things with little sketches on them. It's going, everybody has them now. But there's some security, it looks good. Like I said, there's the only thing that's sort of in a weird balance right now is time. There's something about time. Don't rush. There is some planning that needs to do, that needs to be done. Like whatever it is that's not complete, whether it's passport, vaccine, whatever it is that they have to do in order to get this going, get it going.
And try to
But
stay calm. Try to
yeah,
stay calm.
last card I got was the Hierophant, and I clarified it with the Six of Swords. So there's your cruise there. So I say go. Actually, I read that question first, and and I read my parents are going to do a Viking curse. Should they? Like, I know, man. I ain't judging. I mean, hey.
I cursed
I can't read. Don't mind me. Sometimes I just can't read. That's all.
So wait. Somebody else had it. Sonia was who? Judith. Does it look like we'll buy a house this year? I don't know what deck to use for that.
Should I use the wooden ones now? They take forever to get out.
Oracle. I love this little oracle book, by the way. It's very thick though.
3 cards fell out: Tower, Wands, 10 of Wands, and the Page of Cups. Sounds bad, but that's not. That's more of a things are not going to go according to plan, but there is going to be a surprise ending. So let's see. What was the question again? Should you buy a house or will you buy a house?
Should I buy a house this year?
Oh, there's the house. Why are these all flopped upside down? No.
It's kind of a seller's market right now. I don't know. Ay.
I would say not just no, but actually just wait. Just do more saving and preparation. The 4 of Wands is the house, and then there's the Chariot. The Chariot is movement, but it's a disciplined movement. So you have to do things the right way. You have to actually get everything on the same page as well. And so it's going to take time. And this is not something that's because you also need to account for other things that may go on this year that are not tied to the house. Like if there's something about car repair or this repair or whatever, there are some other things that need to be focused on this year other than just that. So do a little more saving and get everything on the same page first, instead of flying by the seat of the pants type thing. Things are going to balance out though. So there is a bright spot in this. And then there's the Ace of Wands. So you do have a new action that after the balancing out. But you also get the Moon and the 9 of Swords. I'll say this, but do what you want. Try not to worry about it. Try at the very least. Try not to worry about it, especially as you get into July and August, and it seems like, okay, this is not going to happen, or it seems like we're going in the right direction and we're getting closer to a house, and then this keeps falling apart and that keeps falling apart. Try not to worry about it so much. Both of these things, yes, they are real fears, but they're also in the mind, in their perspective. And so keep that in mind, but it ends in the 8 of Cups. So go to the new horizon, abandon this idea for at least for right now, but towards July and August, when it looks like it's happening and then it seems to slip away each and every time, don't get discouraged. Just not right now. It's not happening.
I got success, but waiting game. It's just not the right time. Like Johnie was saying, there's some things that are going to be you have to deal with before it happens. But you will have a new house eventually. But save the money, save your money. Try not to. You know how you know how you save. You save and you save and you save and save and save and you're getting ready to do the thing that you're saving your money for, and then the pipes go out, and like you were saying, and then the car, the battery dies or whatever. It's just like those kinds of things pop up. So it may not happen right away, like Johnie was saying, but there is success in the future. It's just not right away. So let's see. Is this winter over, or should we keep the boots out?
It snowed 2 days ago here. Actually, it snowed yesterday, and it has all melted because it was 63 degrees today.
Oh my God.
It was 19 yesterday and then 63 today. I'm like, you are so disrespectful. It is not even fair. But at the same time, I guess, global pollution is our fault, so I guess we'll take it.
I was going to tell you at the end of all of this to just hold the boxes of your cards up, but I forgot you don't keep them.
These because they're small, but those other ones with the big giant books in them and all that, Karen, no, man. I had 200. Can you imagine if I had 250 tarot boxes behind me, dude? Lord Jesus. Look like a presidential library.
Like a whole, you're going to have a warehouse, dude. You're going to have like a little storage unit that.
Because see, here's what I don't like. It's a bunch of stuff.
You can out of tarot boxes.
I will say when those little boxes that they're in, because they keep the storage to a minimum, once those are full, then that's it. Because I can't put them nowhere else. I'm not buying bookshelves to put tarot decks on. No.
Somehow, I don't think that's true.
We'll see though, because you never know. I'm like, ooh, I got to have that one bad in the store. I have gotten rid of a lot of them actually too. I would probably have way over 250, because some of them you buy and then you use it. And it's like, that is the ugliest deck I have ever seen. Google Live, actually, maybe not, because this is actually a very popular deck. I am coming to find out when I'm watching these hashtag only 10 decks. It's called Mary L. Tarot. It is hideous. I got it because a certain few cards in there I really liked. And then when I got them, this is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. And I threw it away because I couldn't give it away. The other ones I just gave away because somebody wanted them. I don't know what they did with them, but I don't really care. Resell it if you want to. Because I'm not on sale my tarot decks. Somebody else was saying that too. Oh, you should sell some. Why? They sell it. Why am I selling it for? So no, but that deck was horrible.
Did you?
And if you Google the Mary L. Tarot, Google Mary L. Tarot Hierophant, and you will see exactly what I mean. It is the ugliest, weirdest, grossest, scariest card you've ever seen in your whole life.
Look at that face.
It's horrible. It's a woman. I ain't gonna show it because your whole channel gonna go black if I show it. It is. Mary L. Tarot Hierophant.
Okay, I'm gonna look. I'll look later.
And you gonna look at.
I don't like to marry L at all. Wouldn't waste my money.
Please don't. And then the boxes is darn big. And so it's huge. It's a long box, and the cards. Anyway.
Are the cards oversized?
Yeah, they are kind of large cards. They're way larger than standard size. So yeah, they are. You looked at it, Beth?
Ugly as F.
Uh-huh. Mary L. Tarot Hierophant. And mind you, that's one of the tame cards. That deck is horrible. But people really love it because it speaks to them. And so I can't take it from you, but I don't give it to me.
Okay, I think I've asked you all the questions, Johnny. I think I've gotten all through all of them. No. Okay. So I will put all of the information of the decks that we used under here, not today. Here's what they can do. If they want to know one of the tarot decks I use, email me. That way you ain't got to try to look it all up. Just email me. I know what it is already. So just okay. I'll put Johnny's information.
There you go.
So you can ask him what it is. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna put all the information here. Take a long time.
Because she told me to bring 2, y'all, and I tried.
I know, and then I kept asking you about other ones. I'm like, what about that one? What about this one?
This is another one with the minimal images, and it does not say the same thing as the Rider-Waite, but it's pretty.
Yeah, it is.
You know. It's got they call it rose petal finish, where it's like real soft.
Oh.
Which means that they come out in lumps, though, when you try to shuffle, instead of they don't spread very easily.
Does it shed at all? Like after you've worked with it?
I mean, I guess it could if I would work with it enough, but you know, there's 250 of them to cycle through.
I have these as well, and these are Tarot Solio, and they're like astrology based cards. So I mean, I love them. They're beautiful. I just can't read them because I don't know what this means.
See, and that's the thing, especially when people who are learning tarot or just not even learning, but they need that thing that says Ace of Wands and not. See, that's not 8 of Swords. 2 fish. Eight of Swords is that entrapment and that restriction. That doesn't say that.
How is this the 8 of Swords? How is that?
There's not even a sword on it.
This is a 6 of Pentacles.
See?
Maybe
that's definitely not beginner friendly.
It's at 6 o'clock, maybe.
But that's about charity. How's that got anything to do with charity?
I don't see any of that. And this is like the 3 of Swords.
Heartbreak.
What?
They're pretty.
They're beautiful.
Oh, the name of the black and gold one is called, okay, first of all, yes, the Rider-Waite is best for beginners because actually I have 250 decks and they're all based on the Rider-Waite. This is called Soul Cards, this black and gold one here. But Google it and get it from the website. The website is, I think it's like $60, $70 though. But if you get it from Etsy, it's $130 because the person who's doing it on Etsy she says she's an authorized retailer. So she's selling it for the other girl just in a different place. And so they do a markup. That way she can take a percentage too. So don't get it from Etsy, get it directly from the website. If you Google Soul Cards.
Were you saying, did I hear you say yesterday that Etsy was changing their policies and taking more money from people?
6% instead of 5%. 6.5, I think.
That's because they made so much money during the pandemic.
They actually did. They made $715 million profit.
Wow.
Yes.
So let's raise the rates.
Mm-hmm.
You guys get out there and work
Not
more.
enough to just do good. You got to do better.
Get out there and make me some money. You better have my money.
It really is pretty though,
It's beautiful.
but it's pippish. So there's no.
Really pretty.
It's very velvety, very soft. Those are the backs.
And what is that on the back?
I think a rose.
Oh, it's a flower. It's a
Mm-hmm.
flower. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice. The soul tarot. All right, Mr. Johnie, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to say thank you to everyone who joined us today just to hang out, look at a few cards, and just, forget about all that other stuff out there in the world for a little while. And thank you for being here, Johnie. You're always you're always good for a laugh working with you. And all of his information will be under here. You guys tune in on Friday. We're gonna be on Adrian's channel. We're gonna do that thing we do on Fridays. And Johnie, do you have anything else coming up for the week? The rest of
No, a lot of naps. That's not it.
I wish I could nap. I can't. I just can't. My mind won't turn off.
Mine either. That was a joke, definitely. I don't even know what that is. If I go to sleep and you wake me up in 10 minutes, we fight. Not even hypothetical fight, not parenthetical. We actually, I'm gonna swing into it. You gonna duck or you gonna take it? One of the two.
Oh God, thank you.
Full blown.
Oh gosh.
2 to the head, 1 to the body. I'm just saying.
So I'm gonna try to do this again. Probably not every week. Unless Johnny's gonna be here every week.
I'll tell all y'all. You just tell me when.
Because I gotta go out and get a few more.
We'll do your cards next time. We'll do Oracle next time.
Okay, all right. Thank you guys, and have a wonderful rest of the week. And I'll see you on Friday. Johnie will see you on Friday. We'll be there together.
Yes,
Bye.
I'll be there.